All right, well, I decided to go for it. Going from Florida to Quartzsite, Arizona. So this is the first part where I leave my little town of St. Augustine Beach and head toward Winnie, Texas. That is the first leg of the trip. So I decided to pack up, took out the passenger seat of my van, loaded up everything, reloaded up the back, unloaded everything, reloaded it, took out what I didn't need, and packed up, hit the road. Decided to drive through town a little bit, stop by a friend of mine, Kaiser's Deli, picked up a couple sandwiches for the road. I decided to take a toot around town, but I had to go over to a friend's house to wait for a generator that I had ordered, and FedEx was delayed because there's a storm coming through. Because I was going to leave early this morning, but now hopefully the package gets there before 3 o'clock so I can hit the road and get at least somewhat part across Florida. So that's where I'm heading right now, to my friend's house to go pick up the package. Well, supposedly it's about 9 o'clock in the morning right now, 9 and 10 o'clock. Package supposed to be there between 11 and 3, so hopefully it gets there before 3. But I decided to take a road down, or take a turn down this road. It's one of the most photographed, I think, roads in St. Augustine, in the city. It's Magnolia Street. Just amazing. This video doesn't do it justice. A lot of people just walk it just to be underneath the canopy of the trees. And further up on the street here on the left is the Fountain of Youth Museum, supposedly where Ponce de Leon found the Fountain of Youth, which most people know. He didn't. But it's a great street to go down. It just reminds you of old Florida. So great street either way, whichever direction you go, north or south. Now I did decide that I wanted to take this trip because 2 years ago I ran into some health issues, and I had planned on going on this trip. I'd watched, the Bob Wells videos of cheap RV living, seen the movie Nomad Land, and watched other YouTube videos about making a trip to Quartzsite, Arizona. I guess that's the Mecca of the RV world and nomads and van lifers and even just tent campers. So I made it kind of in the back of my head that, this is something I wanted to do. And a couple of years ago, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I went out and bought a van and ordered some solar panels, got me a fridge, and, started getting stuff, a mattress. And then I got sickened with a little bit of health issues, and everything got sidelined. I started losing my vision. High blood pressure and everything got me bedridden for a little while. But so during that time, I was listening to the videos, listening to podcasts, whatever videos that I could listen to about van life and Quartzsite. And, I followed people like Matty Van Halen because of his story, from working full-time and living in his van to eventually taking his savings and just traveling. And, kind of telling his story from the beginning, from when he lived in an apartment or in a house and had to figure out where to put everything and what to get rid of and what to keep. And then, I followed other people like Amanda, or eventually it was Amanda, and a couple other videos and stuff. But, so it got me intrigued. And then the health issue kicked in, and the van just sat there. And all my stuff just sat for about a year and a half. And once I got the okay from the doctors that my health was good enough now, and I got vision back in one eye where I could, was able to drive, mostly during the daytime. Nighttime's still a little tough for me to see, so I prefer not to drive at night, which I don't think I'm really allowed to, but I can. It's tough. So I decided, you know what? You got to do it now. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. I'm going to keep on saying I'm going to do it, then I'm never going to do it. So I decided, screw it. I'm doing it. Put the solar panels on the roof of the van, built out the van, built the bed. And, this is on the second van because the first one it died on me, but the second one here, And I ordered a generator, a dual fuel, so because I do have propane, I run a 20-pound tank, so I wanted to be able to have a generator that runs on propane. So I ordered one, and because of the storm coming through right now, because it's January 9th, on a Tuesday, there's a big storm coming in through the panhandle of Florida, heading our way. So FedEx took an extra day to get the package here. So it's supposed to arrive today. We'll see, when it gets here before 3, which it did. So the package came. I am heading out. I decided about 3 o'clock I left. I got to my first stop, which is just west of Tallahassee, at this rest stop, and I figured I'd get here by about 6:37. Just a little dark, but got some sleep. So next morning, woke up and made it to Alabama, and I stopped by the Alabama Welcome Center, and gotta get that picture of Sweet Home Alabama. And of course, when I was leaving the rest area, I got pulled over. And then when I got to Mississippi, I got pulled over. Luckily, being a veteran, both times with the cops thanked me for my service and gave me a warning, And then, of course, you took I think it's the Atchafalaya Bridge, Basin Bridge, which runs across Louisiana. It's the second longest bridge in, I think, America, like 18 miles long. I didn't get a chance to stop at the Welcome Center. I wanted to, but maybe on the way back I will. So I made it through Louisiana. Then, of course, I stopped at the Dallas Welcome Center, or the Texas Welcome Center, and this is eastbound traffic going towards Louisiana. It is at a standstill for at least where I was coming from Louisiana, at least 10 miles long. No traffic's moving. When I drove by, the road was closed. They had cops across the whole road stop traffic. They were working on some big repair. But there's my van parked in the lot. I went inside the center, looked around, and in the back of the travel center, there's a big porch and an elevated hiking path that leads you out into the back marsh, and kind of a cool area to take a look at. I didn't really have time because I was kind of on a time crunch because of daylight, and so I left at about 7 in the morning from the Tallahassee rest area, and I figured it was going to take me about 9 hours to get to Winnie, Texas, because I wanted to straight shoot all the way and get to Texas. So Winnie, Texas is about almost halfway to Arizona, so that was kind of my shot that I wanted. I believe it was like 628 miles from the Tallahassee rest area to Winnie, Texas. So I wanted to kind of shoot it all in one shot, and make a couple stops for bathroom, get gas, and but this was a nice little stop. Took a little break, went to the bathroom, talked to the lady. She said, "Yeah, Winnie, Texas is from here. It was only about I think 3.5 hours away." So, I pulled into Winnie, into the county park, and it's just an open park. There's a couple covered gazebos, concrete slabs. When I pulled in originally, there was an RV, a small little RV van parked inside of one of those overhangs. But over there is like a corral and stadium, which later you'll see in the video that some people showed up with trailered horses and they rode around in a rodeo ring. And but on the left here, you can see there's a couple spots for campers. Now these outlets and these utilities poles, I don't know. There's outlets and everything, but somebody told me that they were just used for the vendors when they have their fair and stuff out here. But I plugged in my Blue Yeti and it had power. And trust me, the sockets aren't like covered for like rain. They're just regular open sockets, which I was really surprised. But there's plenty of parking. There's plenty of spots here. I didn't check over by the playground or the restroom if those were open. Maybe I'll check those in the morning when I wake up if I have to use the restroom. If not, I have my Lucy Lou and I have my bucket. So here I found a little spot backed up in between the trees. There's the stadium, and if you can see to the back here, there's a power pole with about 12 outlets, and I plugged into one of them, and I had power. And then there's, I think, 1 or 2 outlets didn't work, but They're not GFCI protected, so I mean, there's no covering over them, which is kind of weird. But here I am at night, getting ready to settle down. This is in Winnie, Texas. Having a little dinner, watching a little TV. And in the background, there's the trailers and there's the horses. Some people out riding them. I don't know if they're practicing for the rodeo coming up or something. But pretty cool little stadium. And pretty nice little area. Quiet. Literally about a quarter of a mile away is a fresh market, a Family Dollar, or Pizza Hut, and a couple burrito places, like right over there where those headlights are coming from. So I mean, you're not that far away from anywhere. So I went over to there and filled up all my water jugs. They have the Primo water to fill up for, I think, 75 cents a gallon. But otherwise, nice cool night. Getting ready for bed, and then off to the second leg of Texas tomorrow. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.